Hi everybody, it's Nichelle here again with birthuhura. Here at birthuhura, I am a full spectrum plant-based holistic doula and an advocate for all things safe, natural, and effective. Here on this channel, we discuss all things pregnancy, birth, and womb health related. So if you guys like the content, you love what you hear on the channel, please be sure to subscribe. Today's topic is going to be a sensitive topic. I do understand that this is going to ruffle some feathers, but truly and understand me when I say that I am here with love. I am not here to judge anybody's decision. I am not here to bash anybody. I am simply here to talk about the reality of these topics. So I want to discuss elective inductions. And I want to discuss this because this is so common. I'm seeing so many people like, yeah, I'm going to be induced at 38 weeks. I'm going to be induced at 39 weeks. My doctor asked me if I wanted to be induced at 39 weeks, that it was my choice and I could consider it. X, Y, Z. Nothing is wrong. I'm healthy. Everything is fine. Vital signs are fine. Baby sounds good. Baby looks good. But my doctor said that if I want to, I can schedule an induction at 39 weeks. Why? I really just need some kind of clear logical explanation for why you would want to force your baby out of your womb at 39 weeks when they are not ready to come out. I really wish that I could talk to or interview a doctor or a nurse or a midwife, somebody who supports this but has a medical background. I would love to interview one of these people because I don't understand how this makes sense when there is absolutely no medical emergency. Now, I asked this question and someone mentioned the ARRIVE study. And I do know what the ARRIVE study is. So the ARRIVE study is something that was conducted back in, I think, 2014 through 2017. And it was a study done where they reached out to a little over 22,000 women to conduct this study, which only a little bit over 6,000 women were in the study. And basically you had to be nulliparous, which is meaning you never gave birth before. First time mom, or even if you weren't a first time mom, like maybe you had a miscarriage or maybe you were pregnant before, but you know, the pregnancy wasn't viable, something like that, but you had never given birth. And these women were healthy, not like most of us even know what healthy is, but these women were, you know, gave their consent, their informed consent to get induced at 39 weeks to see if there was any difference between waiting until your baby was ready or if it was safe to induce at 39 weeks. And this study basically said and that they found that there was no significant difference, but they did find lower rates of cesareans and lower rates of respiratory issues and a few other things. But here's what I want to say. First of all, the C-section rate from 2014 to now has not changed. It's been up and down between 32%, 32.7, 33, up and down since then. So I don't understand how we're still banking on this study. This doesn't make any sense to me. Now, I spoke about this in several other videos. Your baby needs to have optimal lung capacity, optimal lung function in order to be born and to be able to take proper breaths. This happens in the body through hormonal exchange. If we're forcing our children out through the act of induction, how can we possibly know that our child is ready to breathe outside of the womb? Another thing, inductions. If we're talking about studies, then we need to look at the other studies. We need to look at how Pitocin acts and impacts you and your baby. How does augmenting birth impact you and your baby? So many studies show that Pitocin, which is an induction medication, causes fetal distress, causes abnormal heart rates, causes extreme contractions. Another thing, if you are a woman who is planning to have a natural birth or an unmedicated birth, because I want to talk about this in a different video too, because there's a difference between unmedicated and natural. But if you are planning to have an unmedicated birth, meaning you don't want the epidural, you might want to think twice if you elect to do an induction. Because if you elect to do an induction, the medicines usually given is going to be Pitocin. That medicine is going to make your contractions 15 to 20 times worse than they actually should be, which most women are going to beg for the epidural. What happens when we get the epidural? This is a downhill stream from here. I'm not saying that it happens for every single person, but this is a trend. I hear so many women every day talk about the horror stories of their birth via induction and how it just turned into this and that and this and that. How they ended up having to have a vacuum birth or have vacuum assisted forceps, episiotomy, having to be cut. Also, that's positioning too. Nine times out of 10, if you got the Pitocin and then you went ahead and got the epidural, they are not doing all of that work to get you in the upright position, even though they can do so. They're not doing it. So now you're laying there, can't feel anything, can't feel, your body if it's pushing the sensations. You might feel a little pressure. Sometimes the epidural don't work for certain women, but now you're sitting there, you can't really feel what's going on, and then you're pushing for I don't even know how long, causing so much trauma to the womb. The baby is tired, you are tired. Once that baby is born, now the baby is difficult for everybody to bond. It's difficult for the baby to breastfeed. It is just, I don't understand this concept. Giving birth is a natural phenomenon. Giving birth is a miracle. Giving birth is an innate ability that we have as women. We do not need, in most cases, when you are a healthy individual and you and your baby is fine, we do not need medical interventions in the bulk. Like, we don't need them at all. But if you're going to go that route, you still need to understand what is necessary and what is not necessary. Yes, I know everybody's circumstance is different. I know everybody has different level of health, conditions, issues, problems, everything. I know this. I've dealt with so many women with so many different issues and so many different walks of life. But your body knows what to do. Your body knows what to do. And electing to force your baby out the womb is not it. It's not it. And I want to stress this. I'm giving you this as education because most of us may not know. When your doctor is casually saying, oh yeah, you have this choice to do this, or the induction can be done here, and yeah, it's fine. Like, we'll just give you this and we'll just get you started, and you'll be out of here about 10 hours. You cannot do that. You cannot say that's not informed consent. So this is why it stresses me. And then another thing, I heard a few women, one recently just said this, but I heard this before, that she elected to induce her child because she did not have childcare for her other child. Can we normalize having our babies there? Can we normalize, you know, siblings being a part of the birthing process in the first place? Because first of all, every situation is going to be different, and some people are like, oh well, the father is not present, or the father. What if you go into labor and your partner is at work and you have to go to the hospital right away, you have a child already? Why is our children not allowed to go with us? This is why home birth is so important. This is why getting back to what we are and who we are is so important, because now we are getting punished for not having childcare, and we have women so scared and so afraid that they will call child services on you because you don't have childcare to care for your child while you birth a child, when you are their care providers. This just does not make absolute no sense to me. Like, I just can't reconcile. This is just, it doesn't make any sense. But back to the basis of the story. Please, if you can avoid it, please avoid inductions. They are absolutely not ideal. They can turn into a complete traumatic story, and we have to start healing, and we have to stop putting ourselves in predicaments and positions that will cause us this trauma, cause us these horrible stories, these traumatic stories. This is not who we are. This is not who we are. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this was useful to somebody, and I thank you all again for coming and tuning in. I know sometimes I can get really passionate, but please understand that I love us. I love y'all. I really just want y'all to get the information and be able to dig for yourself. Again, you guys can look up the ARRIVE study. It's ARRIVE study. It was done by the American College of Obstetric and Gynecology, ACOG. You can look it up. You can read over it and see for yourself and check the stats and all of that other stuff. Again, I'm Nichelle. I am a full spectrum holistic doula with birthuhura. Please, if you need any more insight, if you have topics that you would like me to talk about, please reach out to me at birthuhura@gmail.com, and I will see you guys for the next video. Peace and pregnancy dust.